Hey everyone, and welcome back to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. On this video, we're doing the Discovery Khmer Cogwheel puzzles. And this discovery begins by finding any of the Khmer Cogwheel puzzles. Now, if you want to find those a little bit easier, what you can do is go to Tong Deng's hut and buy a booklet called Sukhothai Cogwheels, which will show you where they all are. But that is unnecessary. You can just go to them, which is what we're going to do. Also, before we begin, you want to make sure that you have 3 cogwheels. You should have gotten these from the adventure. They should automatically be in your bag. But if they're not, you can always go back to the cogwheel puzzle from the adventure and pick them up. In fact, you have to go back and pick them up. So make sure you have 3. So let's begin. Our first puzzle that we're going to go to is going to be near Watsyaw, I believe it's called. And it is right over here. We've used the signpost many times, but we've never actually visited the location. So it is this signpost that should be coming up on the right. Yep, right over there. So that's Watsyaw. And we're gonna continue down the river this way. We'll go right here. We'll go past this broken bridge. We'll go under the upcoming bridge. And then we're looking for a shoreline on the right side. So right over here, this is what we want. Let's go ahead and park the boat. And we're heading in. Okay, we're at the Waterfall ruins. And we can drop down into here. Okay, and you can see there's a cogwheel here. You can pick that up.
More to this.
And there's another cogwheel here. And because we picked up those cogwheels, we got the discovery. So let's take a look. Khmer Cogwheel puzzles. Collect all the ancient Khmer wooden cogwheels. And there are 10 in total. We now have 5. And we're going to use those to get inside there and get that ancient relic. So, let's see. What do we need to do here? Well, clearly this setup's not going to work. Let's try moving this up one more slot. And then we'll move this one right here. That should work nicely. We can put in a cogwheel there. And there. And then 3 up to there. Actually, there's no need for that. Why did I want to do that? I'm just going to go over here. This is easier. And that cogwheel can stay up there. Useless. All right, let's pull the lever. There we go. We got in. And we got an ancient relic.
You're from a long time ago.
All right, now do not forget to pick up your little cogwheels again. We need all of them. Okay, we got them all. And we're going to our next location. Okay, so from here, we're going to head towards Watsyaw. So we're going this way. Although we're kind of going the back way to Watsyaw. So before we kind of went in the normal way through the signpost, this is going to be through a back entrance that we didn't even see before. So we want to go past this spot with all of the barrels. should be coming up fairly soon. Yep, right over here. So you can see there's a little dock here. And Watsyaw is that way. We're gonna crouch to go a little bit faster. I'm still not sure if this is actually faster or if it just feels faster. But anyways, over here on the left, we've got this little secluded area. And we have a hole in the floor. Alright. Look around. There should be a cog somewhere. There it is. It's already hooked in. Alright, so we are up to 6 cogs now. Let's take this cogwheel. And we'll figure out how we're going to connect this. So I'm thinking we'll go here. And maybe there? Nope, that won't work. Trying to recall how I did this. Maybe it was there. Nope, that clearly won't work either. Maybe we'll go here? Not quite sure if that one's gonna work either. Is there another cogwheel I'm forgetting about? Nope, that's it. Yeah, those clearly aren't gonna connect at that current position. Yeah, I think it was maybe these two. Now that one's not gonna spin. You can see it's all vined up, so that's not gonna work. Although, well, maybe. Actually, not sure if this one will turn or not. Let's try it. I can't recall if this will turn. But you can go the right path or straight up if this does turn. Let's see if it does. And we'll connect that and that. Alright, let's give it a shot, but I don't know if that one's gonna turn up there. Oh, it did turn. Alright, never mind. That works. I'd say that path's actually easier than the one I was gonna take, so just do that. Alright, we got our ancient relic.
Who made this?
Once again, do not forget to pick up your cogwheels. Alright, we got them all. And let's go to our next location. So our next location is going to be near Wat Mahathat, which was the end location for our adventure. Now, I don't think that we can fast travel there
What have you been up to, Jones?
any faster than just simply taking the boat. So we'll just take the boat. We'll take the boat right there. No need to try to speed things up because I think we'll just slow it down. See, we got a camp here that we have not visited previously. And we will not be visiting it now. We'll save that place for later. So, once we go under this tree, we're gonna turn to the left and just stick to the left. So, once again, just stick into this left wall. Got a dock there, but that's not what we want. Although I don't think I have this unlocked, so we may as well quickly stop and make sure we have this as a signpost that we can use. So if it wasn't unlocked, it is now.
Bye, Jones.
Alright, we shouldn't be far now. Once you see this statue on the right, we're going to park our boat right over here. Okay, and we're going in. There's Wat Mahathat. And if we climb this hill over here, we have the hole in the floor. Alright, grab that cogwheel. And we now have 7 cogwheels. So, what are we doing here? You see we got a lot of cogs to work with. But I don't think most of these are actually necessary. Let's try putting this... Oh, well, I can't. Not sure that's needed. Alright, trying to remember how this one's going to work. I think what we need to do is put this here, maybe? Yeah, right there. Okay. Everything's set up with the big cogwheels. Let's put in our little ones. Let's put that there. That there. Those are now connected. Oh, there was another cogwheel I didn't grab. Let's put that there. And that needs 2 cogwheels. Right there. It's being a little stubborn. There we go. Alright, I believe we're good. Pull the lever. Alright, we're in. We got another ancient relic.
So strange.
Just like before, make sure you pick up all the cogwheels. Alright, we got them all. And we're on to the next location. So the next one's not too far from here. The closest landmark is gonna be Tongdeng's hut. Which it might be... Well, never mind. I was gonna say it might be slightly faster than fast travel there, but we're not near a sign, so I don't think that would help us. But anyways, Tongdeng's is right over there. And our cogwheel puzzle is going to be over here. So it's pretty hidden. You're looking for this wall over here. And we're gonna jump into the water and use our rebreather. And then we can move this out of the way.
The ark in the water, like Suran told us. He's a storyteller. He exaggerated.
Oh, he's doing some dialogue from the...
He spoke the truth about the underwater tunnel.
He's doing some dialogue from the adventure for some reason. Anyways, here we are at our next puzzle, and you can see we've got our cogwheel there. So we now have 8 cogs. I don't believe there's any big wheels. There is not. So, for this one, what are we doing? Let's go ahead and move this wheel, maybe like there. Yep, that'll work. We'll put in 2 cogs. There we go. And then we'll need 3 here. Actually, hold on. Do I want 3 there? Yeah, that'll be fine. 3 here. And then we'll need 3 up here. There we go. Should be. Actually, I can't remember if we need to connect that one too. But let's find out. I think you only need those. Yep, that's all you need. Okay, another relic is ours.
Just add this to the collection.
And pick up all of our cogs. Do not forget any. Okay, we got them all. And we're moving on. Back in the water. Oh, and make sure you get that money. Oh, I can't see a thing. There we go. Okay, next location. Just follow the right wall. We're gonna go past the village. So, the village is on our right. Just keep going. Now, we should be coming up on a dock. I can't remember if this dock has a signpost. It does not. We're going to ignore that, though. Keep going and keep your eyes on the right side. We're looking for another wall, like what we just went through. So there's our wall. Take in the water, use our rebreather. And once again, we can move an obstacle out of the way. Oh, weird. Popped up out of the water. There we go. Okay, up here we have our hole in the wall. Well, in the floor, not the wall. All right, here we go. Pick that up, and we now have all 10 of the cogwheels. So no more cogwheels to get, and we got to solve this. So this one's a little trickier. This whole thing is so stuck. It's got so many branches and foliage in it that these can't move like at all. So we don't want to touch any of those 3 cogs in the center, or the whole thing just won't work. So what we're gonna do is put that there. We'll put this wheel here. We're gonna put this wheel up there, sort of out of reach. Or actually, no, that's not the right spot. Let's put this there. You can see it's almost touching that center cog, but not quite. And then this one's gonna go to the very top. Okay. I believe we set that up correctly. Let's put in our little cogs now. So put that there. That there. Ugh, it keeps making me manually select them for some reason. It's annoying. There we go. Alright, and we need 2 cogs here to go up. And then we need 3 cogs to connect us to this little cog right here. All right, that looks good to me. Let's pull the lever. And we got it. Okay, another ancient relic.
Beautiful.
Once again, make sure you pick up all of the cogs, all 10 of them. If I'm not mistaken, you need all 10 for the final puzzle. So do not leave any behind. Okay, we got them all. Let's get back to the boat. And into the water. Okay, so from here, we're going to go near Voss's camp in the same relative spot that we went the first time we visited, when we picked up our disguise. So that's gonna take us this way. Taking the long way around the camp, basically. Okay, so now that we're over here, we want to keep an eye on the right side. It's somewhat subtle, but there's a little beach that you can land at, a little shore. And it's right here. Alright, and we'll take this trail up. And here's our final puzzle. Right over here. Now this one's trickier. Took me a while to figure it out. You need to get this gear right here to spin that one on top. So what we're kind of doing is making a trail up to there and then down from there to there. So that's not gonna work right there because it's connected to those centerpieces and that's not gonna spin. So let's actually put this like there. I think that'll be better. So we can connect this with our little cogs. So there's 4 of our cogs used. Now, we have a second big cog in here. Let's see how we want to put these. So, I believe we want one here. Is that right? No, I think we want one there. Yeah. Yeah, right there. And then another maybe here? Yes, I believe. Oh no, hold on. We would rather do this. There we go. And then we can connect down there. And yeah, that'll use 9 more. So did we actually use them all? Or sorry, 4 more to get us to 9. I think you actually have a spare cog that you don't need. But anyways, let's put these in. Oh wait, I can't count. I just used 6. So yeah, you do use all 10. So we should be good. Oh, nope, we're stuck. What are we stuck on? That's all good. It must be over here. What are we stuck on? Maybe what we need to do is here. Although that looks connected. No, that's not it. I think we had that in the right spot. It must be this one down here. Yeah, maybe that's stuck on that stuff. All right, let's try moving this up 1 slot. Okay, that'll definitely be good. And then we can just move these like that. All right, I think that was our problem. Let's pull it now. And we got it. Alright, and we got another ancient relic. And that gave us the trophy
Just
gearhead.
add this to the collection.
The Khmer Cogwheel puzzles are complete. So, let's get back to the boat. Okay, back to the boat. Gina's sitting there as comfortably as she can. I know she's afraid of the water. And with that, we're all done here. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.